Oh, hi there. Welcome to the gaming store. I'm the customer service employee who works here. I know lots about computer games, so you can ask me anything if you want, or if you need help finding any type of game for your computer. I can probably help you with that, because I genuinely do know lots and lots and lots and lots about computer gaming, which is the reason that I have chosen to get a job in this computer games store that we are both definitely in right now. So, can I help you with anything? You're just browsing. Okay, well that's absolutely fine. We've got a hands-off policy with customers in this store. We don't like to annoy customers by being too in your face. We want you to have the opportunity to find whatever it is you're looking for without being a distraction or an annoyance for you, like in some other shops where the customer service assistant might just be constantly talking to you and distracting you from making a decision about what it is that you want to purchase. So we're completely different from that here. At the same time, we don't want to be too distant, so that if you are the kind of customer that does need some customer assistance, then we're only too happy to assist and help you find whatever it is that you're looking to find, which I guess would be a computer game, because that's kind of all that we sell in this shop. We've got like some iPad cases, and there's a cabinet at the front of the shop that has got some old mobile phones in it, but basically everything else is just computer games. So that's what we sell. Maybe if you don't know what you want, because you're looking a little flustered, maybe floundering slightly, and it can be, the number of computer games in the world is ever increasing, and it can be overwhelming, can't it? The choice of what kind of game to get. So maybe I can help you a little by recommending a few of my personal favourites. Would you like that? Yeah? Okay. Why don't I just start with this one, which I don't know if you can see that there. This game is called Jet Set Radio. What am I doing with my fingers? I'm just lightly tapping the case here. It's the reason I'm doing that is actually it's sort of muscle memory from using one of these so much. You know, you kind of tap that, wouldn't you, when you play that and push the buttons and things. And I've played so many computer games that I just can't stop tapping all the time. So don't let that distract you from the game itself. Jet Set Radio, which like I say, it's one of my favourite games. I've never played it, but I just love the case. I love the cover so much. I don't actually know what the game is about, but it's got a really interesting cover, and I don't know if you can see here, but like you've got this little guy here with lightning rollerblades, I think, and like he's got some kind of antiperspirant deodorant can, which he must use quite a lot because he's wearing a vest. I don't know about you, but whenever I just wear a vest, I seem to sweat profusely, and I am always using a lot of antiperspirant deodorant. But you see, it's electric. It's like lightning coming out of a can there. So that's just very exciting. And also you see that, I don't know if you can see, but he's wearing headphones, which, you know, that reminds me of me. So I like to think that this is the character that I would be in this game. Obviously, down here it says online functions, and what I can infer from that is that you'll have to go on the internet to get it to work. It only functions online. I mean, that's fairly self-explanatory, isn't it? And then radio, obviously you've got some kind of angry DJ man who's got a microphone down here, and he's really slamming that microphone down. So he must have just been fired, or maybe the radio station has been closed down, like that Richard Curtis film where they got a radio station on a boat and the police come and close it down. So I'm thinking this is like a game that you would play, that you have to help get the DJ his job back, or maybe set up some kind of new radio, legal pirate radio in an aeroplane. Hence the name of the game, Jet Set Radio, because if you were in an aeroplane and you had a radio station, the police wouldn't be able to get to you. Pirate aeroplane radio, Jet Set Radio. I imagine the game is something to do with that, but like I say, I've never played it. I've never even opened it, and I won't. I think that would ruin the magic. But I would highly recommend that you buy this game, I think it's probably my favourite game. So that's just one of the recommendations that I can make to you. I've got others. If you wanna, yeah. Ooh. It is a nice hat, isn't it? It's my gaming hat. I always put it on to play computer games, and even when I'm not playing them, when I'm just in the shop selling the games. Thank you for noticing. It's one of my favourite hats. Anyway, I was going to show you another game, and this game is for like a. Do you remember PlayStation portables? And they'd have like a little CD in sort of a cartridge that would go in there. Well, this is for a Game Boy, which was similar, but older than that, and it's quite difficult to find where the button is to open the case. So just hang on a moment. Here we go. And this is called Super Hunchback, and you need a special kind of miniature portable console called Game Boy to play this. And how you play it is you have to just blow into it like that to get rid of any loose cat or dog hair that might have got into the cartridge. And then you would get the Game Boy and you would just kind of attach it somehow. I'm not entirely sure how, but you'd attach it and then you'd be able to play the game. And this is called, as I said, Super Hunchback. And this is a game that's set in Notre Dame Cathedral, which is, of course, where the Hunchback of Notre Dame lives. And I don't know if you've ever been to Notre Dame. Notre Dame. The Americans pronounce it Notre Dame, which is wrong. But Notre Dame is famous for not only being in France, but also for having a great big organ that you can, you can't play it, but the Hunchback can. And this game is basically, it's a game for the Game Boy that is, it teaches you how to play the organ. It's an organ teaching game, and the Hunchback, he's like your organ tutor. So it's kind of really quite difficult because obviously on a Game Boy you've only got a few small buttons and like a cross-shaped button and some round-shaped buttons, which is not the kind of buttons that you would find on an organ. They're usually, keys and pipes that you can pull and push. There are some switches on an organ, but it's quite different from playing portable games console like a Game Boy. So it's kind of tricky to pick up at first, but you get the hang of it within the game. Whether that leads to transferable skills, like, I don't know if you learned to play like grade 7 Game Boy organ, that would probably only be like a grade 2 real life organ, but it's a good starting point. So that's a great one, and that's quite old. So that's £50. That's how much that costs. But there's only one of them left, so have a think about it. Let me know. There we go. Speaking of £50, this next game that I would like to recommend for you is a PlayStation 2 game, and it's by the rapper 50 Cent, and it's called 50 Cent Bulletproof, and this is a game for the PlayStation 2, and even though it's a game by 50 cents, it costs £1, which that's inflation for you. That's how that works. Of course, everything's going to go up now with Brexit, but this game comes with the disc over here, and also it's got an information booklet in it, which, if we just I can't stop tapping. It's a nervous tick, really, I think. You know when your leg starts to shake uncontrollably sometimes, and it'll just go on like that for a short while. Eventually it'll stop of its own accord. There we go. So this is just an instruction booklet for the game. Welcome to the hood, it says. A hard place to live, but an easy place to die. And this game is it's recommended for children of about 7 to 9 years, I think. But it's fun. It's just fun to play, because this game, it's basically just a CGI version of the television show MTV Cribs, and all you do is sort of just walk around 50 Cent's house and look how many bedrooms and ensuite toilets and swimming pools that he's got. He's got 3 swimming pools. One of them is in an underground car park, which is very exciting. 50 cents, or you can have a single player mode, which you just get called 50. So that's sort of like, I think, his rap nickname. His name is Mr. 50 Cents, but if you're playing single player lone gangster mode, you're just 50, which is a rap nickname. And how you get your rap nickname, I think it's not part of the game, it's just something I've noticed. I think that you just take your name and then get rid of the end bit, so Puff Daddy, of course, just became Puff. So he's not in this. He's not in this game though. Puffy D. This is 50. This is 50's game. He's got a lot of nice cars in his swimming pool garage as well that you can just take for a nice drive up to. I think he lives in Malibu or something. You can drive to a nice restaurant, like a Pizza Hut or something, and just get a table for one and enjoy some computer pizza in this game. So that's a great game for if you've got any children, or if you know any, they would probably really like that. If you want to go really, really retro, then we've got this. This it's called a floppy disk, and as you can see, it's number 13 of 23. We've only got disc 13, so you'll have to start in the middle of the game, I think. But this is an online wizard simulator. So you've got potion simulations and spell simulations, and it's a lot of mathematical based reasoning and plotting, and it's quite repetitive, but it goes on for quite a while. But this, of course, will only work if you have a floppy disk drive, which we don't have one here, but you can get them on eBay. What's that? Oh, your eBay account got hacked recently. I'm sorry. Sorry to hear that. But when you get your login back, then you can go and buy a floppy disk drive and attach it to your computer, and then you can play this wizard simulator game. So I'll keep it here for now for you. Maybe you can come back and get it another time. Just a thought. I've got another sort of cool retro game for you to check out if you want. Do you like Star Wars? Star Wars, yeah. Well, this is a different film, but it's also a film. It's the film Runaway Bride, which was a sort of sequel, but not exactly sequel to the film Pretty Woman, about the prostitute. This isn't about that, it's about a runaway bride, and you can tell that from the title, but this is a Runaway Bride tie-in tamagotchi called Tom I Gotcha, and I guess that either this character or this character is called Tom. Maybe Julia Roberts is playing a tomboy in this, and that's why she keeps running away from getting married. I don't know, I haven't seen the film. But this is a great little game that you can play, in which you have to keep a small creature from dying, and if it dies, that's the end of the game, but then it's just over, and you've just got, like, you can use it as a keyring, I guess, after that, but it's basically useless once you've lost by killing the small. The aim is not to kill the Tamagotchi, it's obviously to keep it alive, but They never do they? They never stay alive. So yeah, that's kind of all I've got to recommend to you. Oh, my guitar, yeah. Well, this is great. So this is sort of like. Do you remember I told you about the Hunchback organ simulator on the Game Boy earlier? So this is sort of like a more advanced version of that. It's a one of the guitar simulator games that you can get. That it's you push these buttons up here, you see, like that, and then you can push that button there, and you can move that like that, and that teaches you how to play a guitar, I think. So it's the same as the Hunchback game, more or less, but it's just a more modern version. There you go. If you're interested in this, then I think. Bear with me a moment, because I think that out the back we might have that's a couple of years old now, but there's a brand new version that's just come in, like a more advanced version. Would you like me to see if I've got that out the back for you? Okay. Alright, bear with me a moment. I can't leave the till unattended, but oh, don't worry. I think actually I might have one just behind the till. Bear with me. Yeah, I've got one. I've got one here. So it's a bit bigger than that little one, but it's. Here you go. It's as you can see, it's quite a lot bigger actually, but it's much more advanced. Instead of the buttons here, you've got like actual strings, which I guess are sort of electronic strings, and instead of like a bar, you've got actual switches and like knobs that you can turn, and instead of the clicky button here, you've got actual strings that make a sound. So this is very good new interface that they've got, and instead of plugging it directly into the console, you've got this jack port here, which I think just goes into some kind of amplifier, and it's great. It works straight away, and you can take all the skills that you've learned on here by pushing these buttons, you see, and you can apply it straight to. Obviously, I'm not in game mode now, so that doesn't sound like anything, but so yeah, that's I think it's just a really fantastic guitar simulator, and that's those are like the best games in the shop. So do you want to buy any of those? You don't. You're just browsing. Okay, no, that's absolutely fine. Okay, well, if there's anything that you need, any help at all, then just let me know. Okay, I'll be right here.